Yo, what up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. And I was just wanting to chat with y'all because this is like a small rivalry. They ended up having like a few matches because I know one of the matches that they had was on the show called WWE Superstars, but WWE Superstars, that wrestling show doesn't exist anymore because I remember it would come on TV and then it did all of a sudden they just stopped, it just stopped coming on TV. But I believe the way this rivalry, this storyline had started up was that this superstar had interfered with this wrestler's match. I think he was involved in an elimination chamber match, and it interfered with him like winning the championship, I believe, in the elimination chamber. And they ended up, I think they only had like a couple of matches, but I do remember the match that they had was on WWE Superstars. So yeah, the small rivalry that I'm gonna talk with y'all about is the rivalry between Kofi Kingston versus Edge. Yeah, Kofi Kingston versus Edge. This is a pro wrestling rivalry that didn't really last very long at all. It just came and it went by. And yes, I know Edge, he goes by the name of Adam Copeland now that he wrestles in the AEW, but in the WWE, he called himself Edge, the rated R superstar. And Kofi Kingston, you know what I mean, his finisher, King of Paradise. I mean, yeah, Kofi Kingston, when he first came into the WWE, when he was in the ECW, Kofi Kingston had an undefeated streak until he got beat by Shelton Benjamin. Kofi Kingston, he became the United States champion. He became the Intercontinental champion. He became the WWE champion. He beat Daniel Bryan for the WWE championship. But when he went up against Brock Lesnar easily destroyed him. All Brock Lesnar had to do was the F5 and that took Kofi Kingston out. But just like when Brock Lesnar went up against Bill Goldberg easily defeated Brock Lesnar. But yeah, Kofi Kingston versus Edge. This is a pro wrestling rivalry that did not last a while at all because from what I remember, the way it started, like Edge had interfered with Kofi Kingston's elimination chamber match for the championship. And yeah, like a part of the storyline, Kofi Kingston got pissed off about it. And they had a match. And that's the thing with both of the matches that Kofi Kingston had against Edge. Kofi Kingston lost both of them because I remember at WWE Superstars when Kofi Kingston had went up against Edge. Edge ended up beating Kofi Kingston. He had caught Kofi Kingston in a submission and he made Kofi Kingston tap out. So yeah, like but it's like as soon as that happened, like after that happened, it's like the rivalry just came and went away. See, but I do feel it would have been pretty cool if this pro wrestling rivalry lasted a while because I do feel that a rivalry between Kofi Kingston and Edge, I do feel that this is a rivalry that would definitely go down as like one of the greatest like pro wrestling rivalries ever in WWE history because Kofi Kingston, with him being a professional wrestler, Kofi Kingston also has a background in capoeira, which capoeira is a Brazilian martial art, and he shows off his capoeira background. He shows off his martial arts background in his wrestling matches. And Edge has been wrestling. He's been wrestling even in the WWF because him and Christian was a tag team, Edge and Christian. And one of the rivalries that Edge and Christian is known for is the rivalry that they had against the Hardy Boys. That's one of the greatest pro wrestling tag team rivalries of all time in the WWE. Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys have beaten Edge and Christian before, and Edge and Christian, they've beaten the Hardy Boys before. Like, Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys, they have like some great rivalries. But yeah, Kofi Kingston versus Edge, this is a pro wrestling rivalry that had just came and went away. But I do feel it would have been cool if Kofi Kingston and Edge had like a longer rivalry. But yeah, my fellow wrestling fans, do you feel that it would have been nice if Kofi Kingston and Edge had like a longer rivalry? Let's have a discussion about this. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel, comment, share, like the video. Love y'all.